Hey guys, I've been having some really weird dreams that I haven't been sharing about. Some are kind of scary, but I had this one yesterday and I found it to be pretty significant and have some serious meaning. And when I woke up, I just bawled. So it's kind of bits and pieces. It's not the whole thing, but in my dream, I'm driving around with CJ's dead body. And we go to my hometown, and I see people eating dinner in the middle of the streets. And I'm driving around and I'm trying to bury him. I'm trying to take him wherever he needs to go. And I see these people out in the middle of the streets eating, just out in the middle of the streets, and they're in my way, and I get so angry. And I get out of the car and I start jumping on the tables and kicking their wine glasses, and just literally just kicking their plates off of their tables, and telling them that they're in my way. And the one guy that's directing traffic or something, I slap him really hard in the face and I tell him, you guys are in my way, I'm trying to get somewhere, my boyfriend's dead in the car. And then I'm asking somebody for help. And then the next thing I know, I'm telling somebody that I'm 6 months pregnant with CJ's kid, and I know he's dead. And he died in October, so that's a little over 6 months ago. But I'm telling them that I'm pregnant with CJ's kid, and that we tried for years, and that I'm keeping it. And there's these people that pull up, and they basically try to tell me, oh, that's okay, because I start crying. I tell them I'm 6 months pregnant, and I start crying. And they're like, oh, that's okay, we can just take you to the clinic and get rid of it. I was like, no. I said, I will die keeping this before I lose it. I will die keeping this kid. And I said, from one beautiful heart to another. That's what I said in my dream, from one beautiful heart to another, because I knew whatever was growing inside me was beautiful. And my body wasn't any bigger, but I knew in my dream I was about the size that I am now. But in my dream I knew that I was 6 months pregnant with his kid. And I said that we had tried for years, which was true. And I was never able to conceive. And sorry. It was the oddest dream ever. So and then another part of the dream, I pulled out this book. I pulled out the Bible in my dream. It was really weird. And I was talking to these people, and I was crying in my dream, and I was swearing. But I was telling them that I was a saint, and they didn't believe me. But anyhow, when I woke up, I thought about this verse about beauty for ashes, and his body was cremated, he wasn't buried. And I had some of his ashes and I released them. But But I thought about this saying, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called the trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. And they shall build the old wastes, they shall raise up the former desolation, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolation of many generations. And I thought about this. I don't know if you can see it. About how the one day I walked outside and the Lord told me that beautiful things come from tragedies, and he showed me this tree that had been cut so many times so that, it wasn't in the way of the electrical wires running through. But it had grown so wonky because of all the times that it had been cut, but it was so unique. It was beautiful. And then I thought about this. I don't know if you can see it, but so I have a trash can out here, but there's a weed that's growing out of it. Right? And I thought about that verse that I just read you in Isaiah about, beauty for ashes, and about they shall build old wastes, they shall raise up the former desolations, they shall repair the waste cities. Right? Like a weed growing out of my trash can. But in my last video, I was just talking about how I thought I lost the love of my life, and that's how I found the love of my life, Jesus Christ. And basically, what I believe my dream to be revealing to me is that through that circumstance, God turns the bad for good, and basically after that happened, I received the Holy Spirit, and I'm willing to die for the Holy Spirit, right? And my Holy Spirit is like 6 months old, just like this baby in my dream. And what's crazy is that I thought about this letter that me and CJ wrote to each other. And it was when we were doing drugs, and we went to the mall. We were selling DVDs at FYE, and we saw these girls giggling and laughing and taking pictures, and they looked so happy. And I looked over at them and I said, I wish we could be that happy. And he said, we could be. And you could never get out of the trap of addiction. These demons just wouldn't let go of him. And I don't know if I've ever said this. One of the last nights he spent at my house, we were laying in bed together, and this was right before he passed, maybe a couple weeks before. We're laying in bed together, and I was asleep, but he told me that something in the middle of the night picked up his left arm. And I saw the marks on his arm the next day. He said, dude, Amanda, something grabbed me last night. And I was scared, but I didn't want to wake you. And it's just like that thing, wouldn't let him go. So, but beautiful things do come from tragedies. And we prayed together all the time, and I know that he knew who the Lord was. It is not for me to say who will ascend or descend, for that is to bring Christ down. But I know that he knows who Jesus is, and I know that it says that all who call on the Lord shall be saved. And basically, what I think this dream is revealing to me, because I had prayed, and I was like, Lord, have me be willing to die for this gospel, because I know your word is true. Give me the strength, give me the boldness to be able to die for this thing, because what I've got, I never want to give up. And it's kind of like whenever in my dream I was 6 months pregnant with his child. And I didn't want to give it up. And everybody was trying to take me to the clinic and kill it. And I said, no. I said, I will die for this thing to live. It's hard, it's beautiful. And I said something about how I know it's going to make better choices than I did. And that dream was just so crazy. It touched my heart so much. It made me bawl. And then in the morning, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I got up and then I started thinking about one of the first times I babysat Lexi after he passed. And we're playing this game of life. I don't even know how to play the game correctly, but she was just kind of making up the rules as she goes, you know, that's how kids are. She's totally cheating. But, we're like landing on these spaces and we have these little cars, and she just started putting things in my car, like, oh, like you have a dog and you have like children, you have 2 children. And I just remember looking at her like, Lexi, I don't think I'm ever gonna have kids. She was just like, well, one day you will. Coming from her, you know, coming from the little girl that, you know, told me I always wanted you and my dad to get married. You know how little kids touch your heart, man. And she's moving away soon, and I guess the Lord knows my heart, you know. And I did find the love of my life through all this, so I'm thankful for all the tragedies that I've gone through. But Christ is the only thing that could pull me out of that. And I asked him, I woke up in the morning and I just started crying. And I knew that the Lord was revealing to me, because that's how much this Holy Spirit means to me. I would die for it. It means as much to me as if I was pregnant with his child. It means so much to me. I have a part of Jesus inside of me. I have a part of the most precious thing inside of me. And I'm willing to die for it. And I had prayed, Lord, please, like, have me be willing to die for this. I want to keep it forever. I don't want to let it go. My other dreams that I've been having are a little concerning. I'm not gonna share on them. So, yeah, that's all I'm gonna share for today. And, thank you guys for listening. God bless.